Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Brycen and welcome to my masterclass. This semester, I took Marketing 320 with Kenneth and I'm ready to share some wisdom. Now let's get into it. This video, we're gonna be using one main example. The example of Jalen. Jalen's just a regular guy who wants to buy a pair of sneakers. However, he doesn't really know where to go. All he knows really is that he wants Nike or Adidas. Now, we're gonna help him kind of go through the different decision-making processes and kind of figure out to get to the root of where he should buy it and what model he should buy.
Let's start with breaking down the first step of the buyer decision process, need recognition. This stage is the initial breakdown where consumers determine their desire for the product and what they want to gain. In the early example, this may be shoes for athleisure, an activity, and or a specific purpose. As a result, this will help narrow down Jalen's options to guide his search. A subtopic that really drives this factor is the concept of ideal and actual self. Ideal self is how consumer would ideally want to be perceived by others, while actual self is more of an accurate depiction of qualities that encompass the consumer. This helps with need recognition when helping a consumer decide whether they want to appeal to their actual or ideal self. A consumer picking a shoe for their ideal self may buy a shoe they saw a celebrity wearing or something to make themselves look cooler, while a consumer picking a shoe for their actual self by buy one that aligns with their values or one the consumer can see having a practical everyday use. Using our example, Jalen wants to find shoes that raise his social status, so going forward, he would target sneakers that address those needs. Next, we would transition to the second stage, information search. This stage is where consumers scour various mediums and gather necessary details to find the perfect product. In the case of a shoe purchase, a consumer may look at various resale shops such as GOAT or StockX, or regular shops such as Foot Locker, Adidas, or Nike. Additionally, the search may involve the internet or an in-person outlet such as a mall or standalone shops. Furthermore, they will use the stage to find information that may differentiate the brand and individual products. Jalen decides to search the internet and local malls for Adidas and Nike sneakers. He initially likes the Nike Dunks, a shoe he sees rapper Travis Scott wear, and the Adidas Yeezy, a shoe designed and endorsed by Kanye West. As a result, he decides to look up information on the sneakers such as price, quality, and availability. Once sufficient information has been gathered, Jalen can start to narrow down his options and evaluate them on an in-depth basis. The third stage, evaluation of alternatives, utilizes the information gathered from the previous stage. Evaluation of alternatives is the stage where consumers analyze the brands and mediums to land on the most optimal decision. This may include price, location, style, and reviews. For example, in the Nike versus Adidas debate, Jalen may look to decide if Nike appeals more to his ideal self, offers a more appealing stylistic choice, and is overall cheaper. Additionally, in the Yeezy versus Dunk Low debate, Jalen may look to decide if he likes the reviews, price, and overall quality of the Dunk Low. Concepts that may factor to consumers' evaluation is the sunk cost fallacy and the 5 types of perceived risk. The sunk cost fallacy is the ideology that a consumer is reluctant to waste something that's already accounted or paid for. Taking the shoe example into account, the consumer may be more willing to buy a Nike or Adidas sneaker if they have apparel or accessories that correspond with the brand or colorway. The consumer will not want to waste what they already have, so they will attempt to add on to their outfits by buying a product that complements it. Furthermore, the 5 types of perceived risk are monetary, financial, physical, social, and psychological risks. For the previous example, we'll use monetary and social risk. Monetary risk may involve buying Nike Dunks one day and seeing them cheaper afterwards, while social risk may involve not feeling confident in the Nike Dunks or losing social status. Jalen decides to evaluate the risks, biases, and various other factors between buying the Nike Dunks or Yeezys at StockX or Foot Locker. Stage, purchase decision. Uses the intel gained from the previous 3 stages to make a final decision. Purchase decision is where a consumer makes a buying choice based on what they feel is the most suitable option for them. This consideration may be as simple as consumer buying the Nike Dunk Lows because they are cheaper and are more stylish. It can even be that consumer will buy Adidas because it has the lowest social risk and will optimize their social status. Another example is that a consumer would choose to buy from Foot Locker in the mall rather than StockX online because of the convenience, assurance of legitimacy, and assurance of quality. Using the example, Jalen decides to buy the Nike Dunk Lows at Foot Locker. He lands on this decision because the dunks are cheaper and more readily accessible. Additionally, he decides to buy them from Foot Locker because of their 50% off sale and ease of purchase. Buying from Foot Locker means he won't have to wait 1 to 2 weeks for shipping, but rather can pick them up the day of purchase. The fifth and final stage is the post-purchase decision process. This manifests itself in the satisfaction of the customer. An example of this is after buying the Nike Dunk Lows from Foot Locker, Jalen may decide to voice his satisfaction. This could come by referring others to the store, leaving a positive review on their website, and/or utilizing Foot Locker for all of his sneaker needs. A large factor that goes into one's satisfaction level is the power of attitudes. Attitudes are lasting and general in nature, which makes it a powerful marketing tool. The functional theory of attitudes explains how attitudes facilitate social behavior and have 4 main components. The components are utilitarian function, value expressive function, ego defense function, and knowledge function. For our example, we would focus on value expressive function and ego defense function. Value expressive function expresses one's values or self-concept. After purchase, Jalen is extremely satisfied because of the compliments he received, raising his social status. On the other hand, an ego defense function protects ourselves from internal feelings or external threats. Again, Jalen is very satisfied with his purchase because the Dunk Lows give him more self-confidence, protecting himself from harmful internal feelings. As a result, Jalen builds strong brand loyalty and tells all of his friends that they should buy Nike sneakers from Foot Locker. From there, the buyer decision process restarts again, but this time with Jalen's friend, Kevin.
Thank you guys for watching my masterclass. I added 2 additional interviews where I hope you guys can break down the buyer decision process and kind of point out what corresponds to what. And in the comments down below, it'd be really interesting if you guys could maybe like interact with the videos and really kind of point out different things you kind of see with the 2 interviews and how they correlate with the buyer decision process, because I didn't give them really any information beforehand, so kind of just want to preface that. And I don't want to point it out in this video either to kind of spoil it, so I think it'd be kind of cool if you like interact with it and kind of drop down below with the buyer decision process and the interviews. Thank you guys again for watching my masterclass, and I hope you guys have a good one.
I'm Jake. I'm a junior studying user experience design.
In your experience, how do you like navigate buying a pair of sneakers?
Buying a pair of sneakers. So usually I've already seen something online, something somebody wore, or that's been recommended to me. I'll usually won't buy or click on the advertisement there, but I'll search up on the website via Google search, look at the prices, and then usually try and find a store to go physically try them on.
Okay, so how do you navigate whether to go in the store or go online, or do you kind of do both?
I've rarely ordered sneakers online just because I know different companies do have different like sizing patterns. So, yeah, I think I've only ever bought them online once, and it worked out fine, but I just like doing it in person.
And then I guess once you like narrow down your choices, I guess like how do you narrow down your choices?
Like once I've decided like I'm going into the store.
Yeah.
Narrowing down the choices. So I usually get like asked to try on like a couple different sizings, even though I'm usually like 9.5, like, just to make sure that I've seen every option. And then, once I do try them on, see how they feel, make sure the price range is what I would like it to be at. And then that's about it.
Okay, so I guess, what would you say your top 3, like, when you have these 2 sneakers next to each other, what is your top 3 factors for deciding?
Tightness, I guess, in the shoe. Like, I want it to feel secure, but not like it's gonna hurt my feet after walking them. Overall comfortability, if one is more comfortable than the other, definitely helps. And then, overall wearability, if it's gonna match with a lot of outfits, I prefer that.
And I guess the last question I ask, I guess after you buy the sneaker, do you usually say like you would give reviews on it, or do you usually even before you buy, I guess, do you like look into reviews, or how do you feel about reviews?
I look into reviews. I appreciate them. I usually don't do them unless I'm like have a good experience with the person that's helping me check out and they would like me to do it or something along those lines.
Okay.
Something has to stand out in the experience for me to want to give a good review.
Okay.
Because I'm not, unless it's exceptionally bad, I'm also not going to leave a bad review.
And I guess what I guess would make you, I guess maybe not like an online review, but tell somebody about either the store, the sneaker, or something like that. What is something that I guess will make you want to like tell somebody else about it?
To tell somebody else about my sneaker shopping experience, it would definitely be the display and the customer service that probably would make it stand out the most rather than just, hey, I bought these shoes. Yeah, that would make me point it out to people more.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Brooke and I'm a university student.
So I have a quick question. So if you're looking to buy, let's say, a nice pair of Adidas sneakers, what would you say your like decision process is, and can you kind of break that down a little bit?
I think the first thing I would think about is the price, and then after that I would think about how much I'd wear them and like what use I'd get out of them, and depending on how many variations and like colors they would have, see if it would go with a lot of the clothes I already have.
So I guess when you're like looking for the pair of shoes, kind of what do you do to like evaluate where you should buy them from or where?
I think I just search online a lot because there's a lot of like online stores that could sell them for cheaper, but I also like going to the mall and actually looking at the different stores and stuff.
So when you look at the different stores, I guess what differentiates one store or one pair from another?
I guess availability, and just in case if there is a price difference or if I have any like customer loyalty reward programs for one store versus the other.
And I guess also, so when you made your final selection between one or two or maybe three choices, what sets it over the edge? I guess what makes you say like this is the one I want?
I think I definitely like trying the shoe on to see how it fits and how it like looks, and I think if it does look good after everything else is considered, then I think it's the one.
So two-part final question, but would you say that you look at the reviews for, like, let's say if you bought a pair of shoes, would you like look at the reviews for the pair of shoes, like how people like them, or would you ask other people what they thought about them? And then going off that, do you leave reviews, and how would you want people to really like respond to those?
I think if I was on the edge or if the shoes were a little more pricier, I would definitely look at the reviews just to see like how good the quality of the shoes were and like how it fit on other people. And as for leaving reviews, I don't do it super often, but if the shoes did come out not unexpected and they were a lot worse than I had wanted, then I would, just to let other people know that it's not worth their money and stuff.
Thank you.